The twin suns of Valoria Prime cast long shadows across Ethan Rowe's modest farmstead as he guided his hoverplow through the crystalline soil. 5 years had passed since he'd left the chaos of Earth's overcrowded colonies, seeking solitude among the agricultural settlements of the Outer Rim. Here, humans were rare. Most colonists preferred the bustling trade stations to the quiet monotony of farming alien crops. Ethan preferred the silence. That silence shattered with the distant crack of plasma rifles. He killed the plow's engine, listening. Another shot echoed across the violet hills, followed by a shriek that made his blood run cold. Not quite reptilian, not quite avian, but something ancient and agonized. Ethan's jaw tightened. He recognized that sound from the colony briefings. Dragonfire, though weakened and desperate. Poachers. Every instinct screamed at him to stay put, to mind his own business. The Galactic Council had laws about interfering with licensed hunters, even the criminal kind. But Ethan had spent too many years watching humanity bend its morals for profit. He'd left Earth specifically to escape that compromise. He grabbed his grandfather's chemical rifle from the farmhouse, primitive by galactic standards but reliable, and headed toward the commotion. The scene he discovered in the canyon made his stomach turn. 3 Krillian poachers, their chitinous armor gleaming in the sunlight, had cornered 2 dragons against the rock face. But these weren't the emerald battle drakes worth millions on the black market. These were smaller, younger, and their scales shimmered pure white, translucent as moonlight. Albinos even rarer, even more valuable. And by the look of the nets and shock collars scattered around the Krillians' transport, destined for some collector's private menagerie. One dragon, barely the size of Ethan's hover truck, spread her wings protectively over her brother. Both bore burn marks from plasma fire. The male's left wing hung at an odd angle. "Oi!" Ethan's voice rang out. "Council regulations state you need a Class 7 permit for protected species. Let me see your documentation." The largest Krillian chittered in laughter, mandibles clicking. "Human farmer thinks he's enforcement. Go back to your dirt, mammal. I'm giving you one chance to walk away. Or what? You'll report us?" The Krillian raised his plasma rifle. No witnesses means no. Ethan's chemical rifle cracked 3 times in rapid succession. The rounds weren't lethal. He'd loaded them with high-grade tranquilizer darts enough to drop a Krillian for hours. All 3 poachers collapsed like puppets with cut strings. He approached the dragons slowly, rifle lowered. The female hissed, a sound like superheated steam, her crystalline eyes fixed on him with intelligence that made him pause. These weren't simple beasts. Dragons were sapient under council law, protected citizens of their own sovereign territories. "Easy," Ethan murmured. "I'm not here to hurt you." The male dragon, his scales catching the light like frosted glass, tilted, his head studying Ethan with an intensity that felt like being weighed and measured. Then he did something unexpected. He spoke. The words came not as sound but as sensation, pressing directly into Ethan's mind with the weight of ancient stone and wind-swept mountains. "You defend us." "Why?" Ethan swallowed hard. "Telepathy. Of course dragons were telepathic, because it was the right thing to do," he said simply. The female's voice joined her brother's, softer but no less powerful. "We are Cirrus and Kayla. You are Ethan Rowe. We know your name from your thoughts. They taste of loneliness and stubborn honor." "That's invasive," Ethan managed. "You are wounded," Cirrus observed, his mental voice carrying notes of curiosity. "Not in body, in spirit. You fled your kind." "I needed space." Kayla shifted, her damaged wing trembling. "We understand fleeing. We are hunted because we are different. Our kind cast us out. Albinos are considered cursed. Poachers see profit. You see, what? Creatures needing rescue? I see people who need help." Ethan moved closer, examining Kayla's burns and Cirrus's wing. "I've got medical supplies back at the farm. Not much, but better than nothing." The dragons exchanged a look that seemed to communicate volumes. "Why offer this?" Cirrus pressed. "We are nothing to you. Helping us risks attention from the Poachers Guild." Ethan thought about the question, really thought about it. Why was he doing this? He'd come to Valoria Prime to escape complications, to live simply, to avoid exactly this kind of entanglement. But looking at these two young dragons, outcasts, like himself, he realized something. He hadn't come here to escape humanity's problems. He'd come here to escape humanity's willingness to look away from them. Because someone should, he said finally. And I'm here. Over the following weeks, Ethan's farm transformed. He'd expected the dragons to heal and leave, returning to whatever dragon enclaves would accept them. Instead, Cirrus and Kayla stayed. Kayla proved invaluable during harvest season. Her breath, which could torch steel, provided the exact temperature needed to crystallize the Valorian grain. Cirrus, once his wing healed, used his aerial perspective to spot pest infestations before they spread. But more than their practical help, Ethan found himself appreciating their presence. The loneliness he'd worn like armor began to crack. You chose solitude but crave connection, Kayla observed one evening as they watched the twin suns set. A very human contradiction. Maybe, Ethan admitted, but I've learned connection comes with complications. All worth having does, Cirrus said, settling beside them with a rumbling purr that vibrated through the ground. We have chosen you, Ethan Rowe. Chosen me for what? As our guardian. Our bond brother. In dragon custom, when one saves another's life, a debt is formed. But when that one continues to offer shelter, not from obligation but from kindness, a choice is made. Kayla's tail curved around protectively. We choose you. Do you choose us? Ethan looked at these magnificent creatures, outcasts who'd found each other, who'd found him. He thought about the lonely farmer he'd been, convinced isolation was wisdom. He'd been wrong. Yeah, he said, voice rough with emotion. I choose you too. The dragon's purr synchronized, a harmonic frequency that resonated in Ethan's chest. Across the galaxy, humans were known for their stubborn loyalty, their refusal to abandon those they claimed as their own. Ethan Rowe, humble, farmer of Valoria Prime, had just proven that reputation true in a way no one, least of all him, had anticipated. He'd come to the outer rim seeking peace. Instead, he'd found family. And somehow that was infinitely better.